What's going on, Moon Gang? It's me, Matt, the Duckshirt guy. I hope you're having an amazing day. This video will be a stock market wrap up for what happened in the markets today on Thursday, March 18th. We have a couple things, definitely important things to talk about. Of course, we'll be touching on what's going on in GameStop, AMC. We have to be talking about the overall market. I'll be talking a little bit about Tesla, but overall, a couple important reminders for you. Number one, don't forget that tomorrow, Friday, March 19th, is quadruple witching. Basically, just expect more volatility in the market tomorrow. If you want a better idea of what quadruple witching is, I'll link a video in the description below. Also, don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang by hitting the subscribe button. If you don't want to miss any of the Monday to Friday live streams or update videos such as this one, all you have to do is go over that bell icon, click on it, and switch it to always. And finally, don't forget, if you want 2 free stocks, check out that link to Webull. You'll get one for signing up and then another for depositing $100. Alrighty, let's hop right into it. Let's kick things off with a very quick portfolio update. I have 2 public portfolios. I just basically really doubled down. I more than doubled down on AMC. Those are the new positions. On this one, in this account, on the Webull account, I have 5 call options that expire tomorrow, $15 strike. Basically, I'm just betting that AMC is going to have a good day tomorrow. This is a high risk to reward play. It's already out of the money. I only have 1 day till expiration. The chance of this paying off is low, but if it does pay off, it'll be a big payout. And I have 5 of those in this account. We're going to talk about Tesla in a bit, but finally those put plays are in profit. Other than that, I haven't changed anything. AMC is the new play in this account. And then for the Robinhood account, which is barely positive on the day, didn't change anything except for the fact that I also bought the same strike price AMC calls. Expiration tomorrow, I bought 12 of those. So overall, I have 70 new AMC calls, all expire tomorrow, strike price 15, rough average around 60 cents per one. So we'll see how that pays off. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I would not advise that anyone copies me. It is a high risk to reward play. The chance of this paying off tomorrow is low, but if it does pay off, it should be a very nice payday. So make sure you're tuning into the live stream tomorrow to see how that pays off. Okay, now before we go into specifically what's going on with AMC and GME, I do want to quickly talk about the overall market. So here's the daily chart of the S&P 500. Yesterday, it hit a new all-time high of 398.12. And then today, it was a red day. The market dropped 1.5%. I'm already seeing all of these like YouTube's comments of doomsday, we're selling off, market crash. I mean, it might turn into that. I really don't think it will. But let's just we just hit a new all-time high. How can one drop day of 1.5% of a decline? Like, how is that a doomsday scenario? Keep in mind of where we are overall in the big picture. Who knows? This could turn into a doomsday scenario. I'm in no way calling for that. I think the statistical likelihood of that happening is very close to low. Let's take a breather. It's going to be okay. We just hit a new all-time high like ever yesterday. It's okay to have a 1-day red day. It's going to be fine. It's worthwhile to pay attention to. I'll be paying attention to this blue trend line. I'll be looking for a break of that. But for now, everything is completely fine. I just want to address that because I'm already seeing like quite a few things about like, oh, this is the end. It's not the end. It's okay. It'll be okay. Also, another important update is, so this was posted on Reddit. It's from Hey It's Pixel. Hey It's Pixel. It was just posted yesterday. There's a new DCC rule that just passed. It was passed last night. It's a clearing corp rule. It's basically, it deals with stock market plumbing, what's going on in the background. You could read this if you want to check it out, but I just want to give you the highlights because it does impact basically hedge funds and the overall market. What effect does this rule have, especially in the current situation? In plain English, hedges had to report their positions on a monthly basis due to DCC prior to the rule change. In addition to that, there was a contradictory rule that stated daily reports had to be submitted, as hedges were able to cite this contradiction as a reason to ignore the rules. Now, that's given that they don't have a choice but to comply. This means submitting daily reports and opening up their accounts to the government if the balance threatens other NCSS members. So basically before, it sounds like there was some sort of contradiction where one rule said daily if the DCC asked for it, another said monthly, and because one said monthly, that's what the hedges were following. But now basically, if the clearing corp ever asks, it means that the hedge funds have to report their position if the balance threatens other NCSS members. So TLDR, new rule is in effect now. So definitely as you're watching this, this is already rule in place. It does benefit us. What does it do? Hedgies had to report their positions on a monthly basis to the DCC. This subject of this rule change is remove the requirement for participants to submit monthly position confirmations and clarify participant obligation to reconcile activity on a regular basis. So basically now there's no skirting around it. If this clearing corp does ask, the hedge funds have to report it, and this has to deal with like the synthetic shares, potential naked short positions. Basically, it kind of, what the hedge funds were doing, it kind of stops them from doing that, of like maybe the things that they were living in the gray area. It's attempting to put a halt on that. I'm sure, of course, whenever it comes to rules like this, there are other loopholes, but as of now, and feel free to check this article out, it does seem to close one of those potential loopholes. Alrighty, so that's that. I will make sure to post this in the post below, in the description below, I mean. So now let's talk about AMC. AMC closed out the day at $14. It gained 3.24%. I know it didn't feel like a good day, but it closed positive. That is good for us. Remember, whenever anyone's shorting it, they're paying an overnight fee to swing it. So that's a big benefit for us. Another big fundamental update for AMC is basically by the end of the month, they're out in California. I was reading articles that they're expected to, like, 90% of the theaters are going to be open. So that is amazing. All this opening and the world is returning to normal. This is a huge, huge fundamental update for AMC because it will help their bottom line. I know that's a little bit outside of the world of this potential short squeeze, but like, remember, we live in a world where any potential positive development, it could really start the domino effect, the snowball, like push the snowball down the mountain as it starts to pick up. We're still looking for the second short squeeze, potentially a gamma squeeze. Basically, we're all still just waiting for this massive squeeze. And there's a lot of things, at least in my opinion, remember, not a financial advisor, but that I'm just very bullish on. I mean, various states are opening to higher and higher capacity. That's going to happen. That's going to help AMC as more and more theaters open. Fundamentally, that's just going to help their bottom line revenue. On top of that, it seems like every day is a green day. Remember, if we're going sideways or up, that is painful to the shorts because, well, up, obviously they want it to go down, but sideways, they're paying an overnight borrow fee. So every day where the stock isn't crashing, I put that as a win for us. Overall, AMC is at $14. Tomorrow, I'm looking for $15, $50, $16. As you can see today, we had a double top rejection at 1454. We saw a similar high back on March 15th, double top rejection, but we didn't see a hardcore sell-off to that. In fact, we saw a perfect downward channel pretty much all day. Remember, in the world of technical analysis, downward channels are referred to as bull flags, and that's because they commonly break upward. So I was looking for that. It didn't happen by the time the market closed, but I'm hoping tomorrow's a gap up. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but the first resistance I'm watching is 1450. Past that, I'm watching that key psychological level of 15, and once we break 15, I think it's easy sailing up to 16. Those are the technical levels I'll be watching. In terms of the downside, really the main support I'll kind of be watching, there's a little bit at 1350, 1357. We saw multiple rejections there. I'm looking for that resistance to turn into support, and past that we have a region of support between $12.90 and $13. So that's more of like if things go sideways tomorrow. But remember, expect big volatility tomorrow because there's quite a few call options for both AMC and GME expiring. So people will be jockeying for position, trying to make new positions. So no matter what happens, I'm expecting a lot of volatility in AMC. And just a quick update here. This is what AMC's daily chart looks like, just more of a bigger picture wrap up. People today were asking me about a cup and handle. We're not really in that scenario. A cup and handle would be this situation, the cup and the handle, and then the bullish follow through. So a new cup and handle would actually be 1725 to 1725. Then you get a handle. So right now, no big technical pattern, honestly, in the daily chart. To me, I just see a lot of bullish momentum. So that's a good thing. And obviously we always do this. An update on the short shares available. It's 4.8 million. Update on yesterday, 78 million shares were traded. 11 million were really short volume. So the short volume ratio is still decently high, 14%. So that's your AMC update. Technically, I think there's a lot of reasons to be happy. Fundamentally, there's definitively a lot of reasons to be happy. And this new DTCC rule, I think, does benefit us in terms of retail, people looking for the short squeeze. Now let's switch up gears to GameStop, GME. So depending on where you draw this trend line, you could look at it two ways. First, you could connect this high from March 10th until the high on March 15th, and you can see we're right now battling it out at the trend line. Or you could connect it to this high on March 12th, and you could say, hey, we already had a breakout. Technical analysis is never going to be perfect. It depends how you look at it. I try to be a little bit more honest, and the fact that for the past day, really this whole day we were following this down, it makes me feel that this is the right trend line. Not that there's ever such thing as a right trend line, but for now, my point is that this is what I'm watching for tomorrow. I'm really hoping that we retake this region from 200 to 212. Previously, it was resistance, then it turned into support, and now once again, 212 is acting as resistance. We want this breakout. Past that, I'll be looking a little bit at 230, support, resistance, and then from there, really 250 and 280, I would be amazed. I would be so happy, tears of joy if we hit 280 as early as tomorrow. And the reason I'm bringing that up is let's look at the daily chart. Just so you know, GME, it was down 3.8% today, but in post market's up 0.46% as I'm filming this. Overall, it wasn't a win. It wasn't a lose. I mean, I think it's more of a neutral day. But anyway, before how we were talking about a cup and handle. So on the bigger picture, if we look at this as the cup and handle, kind of from this region of like right around 300 back to 300, if we get a nice fall through back up to 280, that's closer to the classic technical pattern of a cup and handle. So I would love that. Basically, if we somehow bounce up to 280, we'd have a nice handle. And then I would fully expect a very strong bullish fall through on that one. But overall, I mean, geez, today's volume on GME was 11.7 million shares were traded. The average volume over the past 10 days has been 58 million. So that's less than a fifth of it. Right now, just there's no volatility. There's no volume on GME. It's just kind of, it's just drifting a little bit up, drifting a little bit down. It's not doing much. So I'm really hoping that there's volatility that picks up in GameStop tomorrow. But let's see how that goes. But we'll see. I mean, tomorrow's going to be a big volatility day, a lot of options expiring. So I'm hoping that this turns around, and I'm hoping that it turns around in our favor. So not only a lot of volatility, but I want it to be obviously in the upward bullish direction. On top of that, quick reminder right here, let's just check this. 150,000 short shares available. So this has actually gone down, as in more people were taking not necessarily a short position, but they at least rented out the shares too short. So people, we don't definitively know if they took the short today, but they at least took the rental on shares too short. So right here, if you're questioning, can GameStop / AMC still be in a squeeze? Is that still potential? In my book, the answer is definitively yes. Could a squeeze still happen? 100% yes. That's what I'm looking for. But remember, this is just my opinion. I still own GME calls, GME shares, AMC shares, AMC calls. I own all four for both stocks. So I'm fully bet on it. I have a lot of money betting that they're going to go up. Quite a few of these actually expire tomorrow. Some expire next week. So I'm looking for this to follow through, but I'm still diamond handing it as much as I can. So I would love to know your thoughts on both GameStop and AMC below. Really my question now is like, I know a lot of you watching this video are very excited and fully believe in the chances of the squeeze. My question to you is, do you think it's going to happen tomorrow with quadruple witching, or do you think it's going to get pushed off to next week? Let me know in a comment below. But other than that, my other big position that we were talking a lot about on the live stream today is Tesla. Quick update on that. They expire next Friday, March 26th. They are puts, as in I'm betting on it going down, and the strike price is $6.15. So the reason I picked that is more for this. I had calls when Tesla broke out of this trend line, then it went nowhere, so I lost quite a bit of money. But then when I saw it failing at $6.95, that's when I bought puts. And today there was a bit of a bearish follow through on that. I think it's actually better depicted on this 30-minute chart here. So basically what we can see is that we had that nice trend line breakout, and then Tesla did a whole bunch of nothing. It was kind of range bound, and now it's kind of bending back over. So what I'm looking for is to see if it's either going to find support at 650 or break through. If it finds support, I'm going to quickly cut my position, hopefully in a profit. But if it breaks through that, I'm looking to collect my profits in this region somewhere between 600 and 615. That's my trading plan. Just to clarify, this is a short-term play. I own a lot of shares of Tesla in my private account. My cost basis, I mean, I've been buying them every couple of months for the past couple of years. Overall, in the long term, I feel very, very strongly that Tesla is a great long-term winner. This is just what I'm doing right now, especially if we see a little bit of the market take a healthy correction. I think Tesla will too, and I'm looking to collect my profits on my puts right here. But in the long term, don't forget that I really do believe that Tesla is a great long-term winner. And besides that, quick comment on Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks phenomenally strong. It hit 58,000, came down, and then we formed this trend line. Trend line hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This looks like a very strong trend line. It's not a perfect cup and handle, but look at, we have this nice cup forming a handle coming back very soon, way sooner rather than later. I'm expecting a test of 61,780, basically a test of the current all-time high. And from there, I'm expecting it to break through. I think the first resistance in my book will be 65,000, a little bit of a psychological level, but I think that the main key psychological level that a lot of people will be looking for is $75,000 per coin. And I truthfully believe that Bitcoin can get there. I've been buying Bitcoin in my BlockFi account. There's that link below if you want to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's where I've been buying it. I'm not day trading it, really even swing trading it. I'm a long-term investor. I'm slowly but surely buying it. And that's my plan with both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum's a little bit different. After breaking down from this wedge, we came back and now it's just messing around in this region of resistance. Now it's kind of acting as support. So I'm hoping for this to hold a little bit of bullish follow through. And then I'm looking for another test of 2000. At this moment in time, I also have Dogecoin. I'm just swinging it. It's just a fun play as more and more really celebrities and stuff are talking about it. I think we could get a nice push up to 10 cents, maybe even 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. I'm not a long-term investor in Dogecoin. I'm definitely swing trading it because I think it's a nice way to make some money, especially when you have more and more celebrities kind of talking about it. It gets people excited and it pushes it up. So that's overall my plan with crypto. So to basically summarize all this, the market is not crashing. We just hit a new all-time high yesterday. It's down 1.5% today. Not a big deal. Don't let anyone fear monger to you on that. Tomorrow, it is quadruple witching. I'm expecting a lot of volatility. If you're curious about what quadruple witching is, make sure to check out that video below. Overall, I'm expecting a lot of exciting things in both GameStop, AMC, and of course, just because of my Tesla position, I will be paying attention to that. But for the portfolios, all my new positions today are AMC calls that expire tomorrow. High risk reward play. I would not recommend you copying me on that one just because I honestly don't know how it's going to play out. I wish I had a crystal ball, but to me, it's just a fun bet. Let's see how it goes. Other than that, don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang by hitting the subscribe button. If you don't want to miss any of the live streams or video updates like this, go over to that bell icon, click it, and switch it to always. And don't forget that you could get 2 free stocks by signing up for Webull. One for signing up and another for depositing $100. If you choose to do that, I would love to know what 2 free stocks you get. Let me know whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, on the live stream. How you could just reach out to me however you would like. And until I see you next time, remember, from me, Chair, and Duck Shirt, best of luck in the markets.